What's up guys? Today I'm going to be doing a video on how to install some subwoofers into a second gen Toyota Tacoma. The subwoofers I'll be installing are these Rockford Fosgate 12-inch shallow mount subwoofers. Each one is 400 watts RMS, so a total of 800 watts. And then the amplifier I'll be using is an NVX 1000 watt RMS amp. The truck I'll be doing it on is a 06 Toyota Tacoma 4-door, so this will be, the box will be behind the back seats. I have not heard a system like that before, or really seen much or talked much about 212s going in behind the seats, so we'll see how this sounds. I used to have a 15-inch NVX subwoofer in the trunk of my old car, and that hit really hard and was really loud. So I have a little bit to compare from, and I'll let you guys know how this turns out. But I'm making this video so I can take you along the process and show you what I'll be doing to the car and what you'll need to do when you do it, if you will do it, or anything like that. It will give you an idea of how hard this is. I don't think it's going to be that hard, but I'll show you every step I do. So let's get started and I'll take you along with me. Alright, so the first step I'm going to be doing here is going to be run the power wire through the firewall into the back of the car. So we're going to want to come underneath the hood here. Let me show you where I am going to be running the power wire through here. You can see my white coat hanger here already ran through. Underneath this, all these wires was a little piece of tubing that had the end still on it, and I just cut the end off, and now there's a hole through the firewall array. So I'm going to tie my power wire through to the coat hanger and pull it on through. Alright guys, here's going to be an update. We got the power wire ran, or somewhat ran so far. We at least got to the firewall, so it's going to hook up there. Goes all the way along here through the firewall. Ignore all these other wires for a different project here. Goes through the firewall, comes out on the other side here, all the way up in there. Comes out, runs through this track, and it's going to run all the way to the back here. I'll show you where I'm going to pull it out at. But right, so far I've got that. Ignore my ghetto light stand I made in freshman year in building class. I have the subwoofer box in. The box came with this metal grate, which it's kind of nice. I'm going to try using it, see how it goes. If I feel like I don't need it, I'll probably pull it off and put the trim piece back on, because I really like the trim piece, but it doesn't really bother me just because no one's really going to see it. I'd rather have it protected than looks. I don't really care about the looks as long as it's protected, but we'll make up that decision later. I have the plastic bin out. I don't really need it out, but I'm going to use this area underneath it to run my wires. I'm going to have the power wire run through here in the RCAs underneath the carpet, come out under here. I'm going to mount the amp in the middle on the plastic tray. So I'm going to save the plastic tray because my amp can fit in it, luckily. Once that is done, I'm going to run the speaker wires underneath the carpet into this cubby and then to the tray. And it's all going to be a nice clean install. Their wires here will not be here eventually. I'm going to run them all in a moment. And then this is what the amp's going to look like mounted in here. So it's going to sit in the middle. Luckily this amp is the perfect size to sit in the middle here. I'm going to, at one time, probably not anytime soon, but later on, I'm going to make a little wood tray for this guy to sit on inside this cubby here, just so it's not sitting in here, because there is no real flat place for it to mount, but I'm going to build a little metal box for it. And then I'm just going to have the wires run through the plastic here. I'll drill a couple holes, or I may use that hole over there or something. I don't really like drilling holes, but I will find some way to run the wires through here. And this amp is pretty nice. I've already tested out the amp and the subwoofers in my other car where this amp just came from, and it sounded pretty amazing. And I really like this amp. It's pretty cool. This does light up, so this will be a nice little feature in here. Look good and everything. And this is a 1000 watt amp, just saying again. So it will be powering these two subs with plenty of power. And yeah, I'll be back in a little bit once I get more progress done. Alright guys, so it's been a couple weeks since I've installed the subwoofers now, and I'm finally doing the ending clip here. So we'll just do a little recap of what I did. So inside the storage compartment, inside the underneath the back seat, we have the amp, and it will be mounted in the middle here eventually, sitting nice and flat, and all the wires would be all nice and neat underneath there, but right now they're just kind of thrown in there and got the excess, so I will be able to tidy it up better later. In the back we have the two 12-inch Rockford Fosgate amplifiers and the audio enhancer subwoofer box, I believe it was. I'll have a link to all this stuff down in the description: the subwoofers, the wiring kit, the amplifier, everything, even the sub box. The sub box is pretty good. Don't really have too many complaints for it other than the shipping. It came in just literally a cardboard box with no styrofoam around it or anything. Could have had some protection because the corners when they came were all beat up and just from hitting other things, and the carpet was ripping. The wood wasn't cracked or none of the corners were splitting, so that was a plus, but it just seems like an easy fix of just putting foam around it or styrofoam. Something like that can easily solve that problem. But other than that, the box was good. The subwoofers, these are my first shallow mounts, so they sounded pretty good, better than I thought, but they are 12s. I would think normal 12s would be a lot louder than this, and I put my 15 in here running off this same amp, same mount power, everything. A huge difference. I mean, it's in a ported box tuned to 40 hertz for that subwoofer, and it's got the right airspace and everything, but this is something completely different. I'm pretty sure these subs do not have enough airspace, and they are shallow mounts, and I mean, I'm happy with how they sound. It's better than nothing. I've been needing bass in this truck for a while now, and everything sounds good, so I'm not complaining, but I'm sure using normal subs you could get a lot more out of this amp, and I'm just doing what I could do with this truck. But I'm stoked that I have my seat still, and that's one thing I did not want to give up, so I feel like this is the best option for having my rear seat still. So other than that, I'm satisfied with everything. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment. I'll try answering them for you or helping you with something. And like I said, I'll have everything down in the description to an Amazon link for if you want to do the same build. I'll have everything you'll need in there. You will need an aftermarket stereo. You can do it with the stock stereo. I haven't done a stock stereo install before yet, but I know you need some adapter to steal the output from a speaker to make it into a subwoofer input or some. I've never done it yet, but I've looked into it, and I may be doing it on someone's car soon. But yeah, if you want to do the same install, go ahead and go down in the description, and I'll have links to everything. So thanks for watching, and if you like the video, a like would be appreciated, and if you have any questions, just leave them down below. Thank you.